TV. We got here
40 Cal.
40 Cal. We're here to do a real quick reaction video to Power Season 6, Episode 1. We're going to just discuss our thoughts, a few things to note. We're going to just discuss a few things, mainly a few characters. Angela, Ghost, Paz, Tommy, Jason, Tariq, Jason and the Serbs. We're going to talk a little bit about Proctor, his role, Sax, and just our overall rating and reaction to what Season 6 had to offer us from what we first saw.
Yeah. I definitely think it's been a long wait. It's been about a year, so seeing Power back on is pretty good. It's definitely a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, I mean,
on social media, like my Instagram, everyone's talking. I guess the number one thing I've been hearing about is really the theme song. What did you think of the Trey song?
I'm
just
so
to start
glad
off,
that you brought up that theme song. I didn't like it.
I did. It was, I guess when it I saw it I actually saw it at 12 midnight, and when it came on, I was a bit like, whoa, this is why they changed it up. The 50 Cent and Joe version is really such a classic, and so I wonder why they had Trey song. Obviously, the Trey song version wasn't better than Joe's version. So
the Joe's version and 50 Cent actually sounds more original. It sounds more like it belongs for the Power TV show as a better theme. Yeah. So I think they should have just kept that and not evolve this one. I mean, if you want to do a remix, y'all could put it on the soundtrack or something like that, but leave the theme for the show that we all know.
I definitely agree on that aspect. I guess we'll see. I follow 50 on social media, and he's been teasing about switching it back. So I guess we'll see next episode, episode 2. But anyways.
Okay, so we'll just get right into the filthiness of it. Angela, this is,
she's dead.
If you guys haven't seen episode 1, you might want to turn off, don't even watch this video right now, because we're going to go into spoilers. Angela Valdez is officially dead, y'all.
Yeah.
Officially dead. Now, I'm going to say this for me as a fan. Angela Valdez was actually one of my favorite characters on Power. I felt like she was a very intricate and very important character in the storyline of Ghost and James, and even the backstory between Ghost and even Tommy and stuff like that. And I felt like she was a driving force. I felt like the dynamics between Ghost being who he is, a club owner, entrepreneur, a drug dealer, kingpin, and something that originally the show started off of law enforcement looking for a man named Ghost, who's supposed to be the distributor for Lobos. Now, she was the number one person, along with Greg Knox and a few others, of the AUSA team to try to look for this person. The great dynamic with it is because this is someone she went to school with, she's in love with, and bam, this is what she's been juggling since season 1 all the way now to season 6. She's deceased. Calvin, your thoughts?
I think we kind of talked about it briefly. With Angela, I won't lie, I wasn't a huge fan. I felt like seasons 1, 2, all the way up to season 3, I enjoyed Angela's character a lot. I liked her character a lot. After she didn't really betray Ghost, but after she turned Ghost in, I was more like Angela. I just had a grudge against her that I couldn't really get over. So when she died last season 5, I was like, well, finally, this episode confirmed she's dead. And by the end of the episode, I started to kind of have doubt. I was like, you know what? I kind of wish Angela was, because the dynamic Angela brought to the show is no longer there. It was like, I think when the intricate parts of the show was Angela, really, because she's the law enforcement officer, she's the lawyer, the the DA that's trying to catch Ghost, trying to catch
Ghost
Tommy, the whole organization. But in the meantime, she's actually dating the Ghost, the drug lord, the distributor. Right. So that aspect was very interesting because she's like, at one end she's trying to be good, be someone like be the good guy, and the other end she's in love with someone who's doing bad stuff. Mm-hmm. So this season, one thing I realized watching the first episode, that aspect is no longer there. You no longer have that relationship that's there, and it's a big part of the show.
I agree.
So I wonder how they're going to feel that dynamic, because part of what made the show good was, like you said, Ghost and Angela's relationship.
Right, whether it was all good or whether it was all bad,
exactly.
It was still like some of the heated parts of the show.
Exactly, because I don't think we even would be where we are now if it wasn't for Angela and Ghost, that relationship. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of at this point now, like, kind of wish she comes. I'm pretty sure she's dead. I doubt they're gonna do some crazy bring her back out of nowhere.
I think it's officially over.
So I think she's officially dead, and it is what it is. I guess.
It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
Another thing that was interesting was Ghost's reaction. Ghost, I think for a lot of people, there's people I've read online that some people felt like Ghost's reaction to Angela's death was either too much, or they felt like he didn't react like that for Raina's death. What I do want to note is that with Raina's death, from a father standpoint, he wasn't really there when this happened, so it was kind of like almost hard and almost kind of hard for him to even process, and it was more of something that he felt weak. A lot of people complained about Ghost's strengths last season, and seeing that he wasn't as powerful as Ghost in season 2, where he always made sure that he always had the upper hand. Where a lot of times he was crying a lot, he was weeping, he was drinking, Tariq is stepping all over him, and a whole bunch of stuff was happening, and he wasn't really stepping up to the plate. This time, we see him with Angela dying, which is in front of him, and because of him, this affects him a little bit deeper. So I can understand a little bit why he reacted the way he did. There's a lot more pressure. She's an AUSA. There's a conspiracy case going on. We have her sister Paz, who never liked you. She's already looking at you like this is because of you, and you know who did it. Mm-hmm. On top of that, so I know how you feel. This is a good driving force for him and Tommy to kind of go into a big beef here. I don't know how long they're going to stretch it between 15 episodes. I don't know how bloody or what's going to happen.
I think they're going to add another aspect, another twist. Maybe Tariq turns bad, or I would really like to see how they would stress the Ghost versus Tommy.
Right.
Well, I guess 14 episodes now.
Right.
So I think that's going to be a part of the season, but I don't think it'll be. I think maybe Tommy or Ghost, probably Tommy is going to die before the last episode, the last few or something.
Right.
But yeah, I know you mentioned Ghost's reaction. To me, I thought his reaction to Raina was understandable. Plus, I think she's always, I don't remember the season, but she's always kind of been a third wheel, sort of, until, what season was it?
Raina?
Yeah, Raina, until she was really more apparent. What was it, season 3, season 4?
Right.
Yeah, so, like, Ghost reacts, I don't think it's that big of it. I think people are nitpicking a lot.
Yeah.
I think with Angela's reaction, the scream, no. I think that was all. I think that was all fine, and people.
Right.
I know on social media.
I mean, that scream is definitely.
Like no.
Angie.
Exactly.
That was.
So that was a little funny, but I think his reaction is fine. I had more of an issue with the scene where he was fighting Tommy. I'm like.
Yes.
I feel like it could have been better done.
Yes.
I don't know who's the director, David Rodriguez. I'm looking at the info here. I think that could have been done a little bit better. Tariq come in with the gun, and I'm like, bro, Ghost, that's your son. First, your friend just killed your girl, and your son is now, I got business with uncles. It could have been done better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's really
I
the
agree.
only thing I really had a problem with
I
Ghost's reaction. It could have been done a lot better, but yeah. Other than that, I think his is valid. Yeah, I think.
Shouts out to Paz. You know, I like that actor. I think Elizabeth Rodriguez, I believe her name is. I mean, she's from the show. I think Orange is the New Black. I mean, it was good to see her. I don't know how many episodes of Power she's gonna be in, but I do expect her to probably be somewhat of a reoccurring role in this because of what happened with her sister Angela in the show. Let's move on to Tommy and Tasha. How do we feel about? I mean, how did you feel about? What do we see with them?
So, like, it's that scene where they were on the roof or whatever they were, and Tommy was like, "Hey, I need an alibi." I thought the acting was a little something where I saw that, and I didn't notice it until I was online and people kind of pointed it out. So I went back to actually watch that scene, and yeah, it was kind of like a karaoke type acting there. It was only just for that part though. Like the other scenes, I thought the acting, because I know we heard some complaints that the acting has been a little bit, but I felt like that scene was a little bit, whoa, Tasha, I didn't know this. Whoa. So that scene, to me, again, it's not a big deal. Like, I don't think anyone is really watching the show to critique, hey, you didn't say this realistically enough. You didn't do this enough.
Right.
So to me, I see that, and maybe if I was really paying it, I could be like, yeah, you could have done that better, but I don't think that's really a big deal. But in terms of Tommy and Tasha, I think, like what Tasha said, like she can't, there's no way you can co-sign Tommy killing Ghost. That's technically still your husband and your baby's father, so you can't really. I feel like Tasha's situation is very interesting because Ghost, she knows Ghost is really fucked up, done. He lies, he cheats, like even this episode, Ghost was like, that's the woman I love, talking about Angie, and I'm like, when I heard that, I was like, bro, you saying that to your wife, like you can't at least. And to me, when I heard that, I'm like, ugh.
And to be honest, I was kind of okay with that, but I just think the timing, because again, the character of Ghost, Ghost is my favorite character in the show. I think probably most people's favorite character besides Tommy, and Angela. Like I said, Angela, Ghost, Tommy. Those are my three. But the one thing I would say is that, Ghost is he likes to take care of everybody.
Yeah,
he's a good man naturally, but let's also not forget the narcissist he can be, and the self-centered part he can be, and the selfish, and also, and a lot of times that was one of them situations where he actually did not really think or even care about what Tasha's feelings were or about anything. He just wanted to say what he wanted to say. Yeah. So even though I understand where he was coming from, the timing and where he was delivering that was bad. That's why he shouldn't be mad. If I don't know if it was in this episode or if it was in the clip for the next episode that she said she wants a divorce.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, so.
If I'm Ghost, that shouldn't be like
right.
That shouldn't be. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, because he's supposed to divorce her since the
that should have been happened. Yeah, that should have happened.
When him and Angie went to Miami, he told Tasha, "Listen, when I get back, we're gonna have to talk."
Yeah,
that's when the divorce is supposed to happen.
That's when it was supposed to exactly.
They stretched it out to season 3. She signed those divorce papers, but then nothing else after that. So I don't know. So I mean that's that. Tommy, definitely still the character he is that we love. He's crazy and funny at the same time. We got to shoot somebody sometime and still crack jokes and do stuff. That smoking the ashes of Canaan, playing Bone Thugs and Harmony, one of my favorite groups anyway. That was funny too. I thought that was funny, random at the same time too. So I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah, I thought I liked that scene.
But it was pretty cool. What about Tariq? Tariq St. Patrick.
Tariq, we'll get right back to that.
So yeah, Tariq St. Patrick. How do we feel about Mr. Tariq?
Tariq, I understand his character. I get his character. I won't lie, I've been very annoyed by his character, just especially past season with his stuff with Kanan and all the teach me the game, Ghost. I'm like, bro, you still young. Like, I get it. He's young, but he's on his bullshit is a lot, man. This season, with this, Ghost, no one trusts, like, I'm not a fan of his character. I understand it. I understand where he comes from. I get it. He's one of those, because there's no kid that age that, as an adult, you're probably not annoyed by, that doesn't do dumb shit like that. So I get it, but on the other hand, I don't like him. I really don't like. If you had a choice, I have Tariq die, right? I would have had Tariq killed a while ago, to be honest.
Yeah,
and he's just one of those characters I feel like he's made to just be unlikable. It's just very...
Yeah.
He's just made to be unlikable. It's just very...
Yeah,
it's... And I get it. They put... Like, these people are the producers, the creators. They know everyone doesn't like Tariq. They know he's annoying. People get annoyed by him.
Certainly.
But,
certainly.
But you have to understand, you kind of need those characters sometimes. You really sometimes need,
Yeah. I mean, he's part of. I mean, everybody talks about him, so he's definitely a part of the show that it's. I don't want to say interesting, but the part everyone hates, and if he's doing that, some part of what he's doing is a good job. But yeah, he's annoying. I mean, even in this episode, I mean, he busts in when Tommy and Ghost are fighting. And I know he's gonna say Uncle Tommy and all that and everything like that. And I'm like, there was the one part of it I was like, Ghost, man, listen, if that's my son, bro,
exactly.
You ain't in school, get your butt to school and mind your effing business. Excuse me, because this is grown up stuff here. What are you even doing here? You know what I mean? And the fact that the fight stopped and he told Tommy, well, you got 5 minutes, and Tommy, I'll deal with this later. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I don't know who wrote that. That wasn't my favorite. And listen, I'm not gonna criticize writing on shows. I hate when fans do it. Yeah. So I'm not gonna go into that. I mean, I just felt like that's not something that I thought what should have happened. But I mean, Tariq. Yeah, he's annoying.
Yeah, he's annoying. And that scene, I kind of wanted Ghost to just kind of just knock him out or like do something, because like he had the gun. It was just like, I'm like, yo, like, what's going on here? You're the father, like, what's going on here? It's almost like, I thought that scene was ridiculous. Like, you're in the middle of fighting someone, like someone you want to kill is your friend. You feeling emotional, then your son comes talking about, I gotta speak with Uncle Tommy, like.
Then later on in the episode,
that's a scene they should have.
And then later on, he's back at school talking to his dad and everything like that. And then he tells his friend, like, his friend's like, I thought you didn't like your dad. He said, well, I gotta play the role, I gotta, make him. So I'm like, damn, you still trying to play your part.
Still trying to, to me, it's like
almost. He still has like a grander scheme to try to do something. He's still playing chess to be like, the next Kanan, in which Kanan taught him to be. Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah,
and I wonder if he still wants to go that route. Like, Tariq, like, what they've been, like, kind of created is that he wants to be like Ghost. He wants to be, like, a hustler. So I wonder if they're going to still go in that direction. Because what it seems like they're going with is, like, whoa, what side Tariq is really on? Tommy or Ghost, like, what role will Tariq play? That's what I think they're trying to go, or at least they're trying to show us. Well, is he on Ghost side? Is he with Tommy? And the thing is, I'm like, who cares? Who cares at this point? And another thing about this show, I think there's a lot of unlikable. I feel like in the beginning, you're Team Ghost, Team Tommy, but everyone is sort of unlikable, in my opinion. Like, my favorite is actually Tommy, because I feel like he's the most realist. He stays you know what Tommy's about, and that's it. You know what to expect from him. You know what you're gonna get. He doesn't do any of this weirdo.
Yeah, and all the time his actions
Mm-hmm.
kind of just go into the aspect of what everybody. Because I think this is why the show is good. I'm gonna even the show is good because one, everything that happens on the show, the characters are unaware of it like the way the audience is. The audience are first to know most of the details of what's going on. So usually the characters in the show are usually kind of last to know. So when they're doing something, we're like, no, don't do that, stupid. Like, why would you go? What are you doing? You know, whether that be Tariq automatically doing silly stuff that he shouldn't be doing. Angela trusting Ghost or doing certain things like, or locking him up at the end of season 3 when we all knew that Ghost never killed Greg Knox. There's so much stuff, that's going. There's even, the stuff with Proctor saying that this is there's a new witness and she's a female that's going to speak out against you. But Proctor, you don't know exactly who, and you got Ghost over here thinking it's Angie. So there's so many different elements to certain things that we're more aware of as fans, but the characters aren't. And the character of Tommy, he does a lot of stuff that's not correct. He's very impulsive and he's not the most smartest, brightest person. But the one thing we can say about him is that he's who he is, and at all times.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Whether he's coming from a good place or a messed up place, he's gonna always be who he is, and that's why I feel like he's more someone that everybody can have a similar feeling to. I mean, but hey, Tommy, I don't forgive you for shooting Angela.
Yeah, I agree. Like you said, the audience knows more than the characters. So sometimes you look at the characters like from a point of view where you know that the one character shouldn't be doing something because this person is innocent or this person didn't kill this person. So in that aspect, yeah. And with Tommy, I think, to me, like when he killed Angela, his reasoning, I understood it.
Yes.
Ghost tricked him to kill his dad. Manipulated him. And the part I don't quite get is, yeah, we know Teresi is a snitch. Yeah, he was only going to snitch on Ghost, but isn't Tommy's code, regardless, that snitches get
stitches or whatever?
Stitches, yeah. Snitches get stitches. You kill snitches no matter what.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if he was snitching on you, me, or
we're
Ghost, Tommy.
Cancel Christmas on him.
Yeah, so I kind of didn't get it. Like, is he mad because... I'm guessing he's mad because Ghost made him kill his own father, but not because he was only going to snitch on Ghost. That's why I wish they kind of made clear. Is he upset because he killed Ghost, tricked him to kill his dad?
I guess more
because he was gonna die eventually. He had to die. Whether Ghost was gonna kill him, whether
the Italians,
or whatever, he was a snitch. So eventually he was gonna get got anyways.
Yeah. Certainly.
Yeah, certainly. So that's something I wish they kind of delved into more.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Kit Lane Ghost. I came after you because you made me kill my father without telling me, without,
who knows? Maybe as the season go along, he'll probably speak on more about what drove him to come to those conclusions.
Yeah, that's true. Lakeisha.
Well, I'm gonna say this, Lakeisha. Her role on this show. I'm very fishy about it. I don't know, because this girl, she's not built like that, and they're trying to put her in a position like that, and it almost doesn't even look natural for her to be in positions forced, like that. Yeah. It just seems a lot very forced. So it's something that I will have to see as we go along if she grows more into it. But for right now, she just doesn't look. It's not believable that much for me. Having the gun, like, yo, Tommy gave you the gun to get rid of it, and here you are 24 hours later, you still got the gun. That appoint your son, which we finally see in the season,
But
Cash.
I blame more Tommy for that, because why are you even giving her the gun? Like, that's something.
Exactly.
That's something I'm not giving you. I'm throwing that. I'm putting it in pieces. Taking all the stuff out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he wants to help her get more involved since she's saying she's who she's gonna be for him. But at the same time, like, if you said you're down for the long haul, it took you that long to throw the gun away. You didn't wear any gloves. You threw it in the river. I don't know. Will this gun resurface? Let's not forget, Proctor has his laptop.
Yeah.
So there's a laptop that's around that Proctor has. We don't know when he's gonna whip that out. And we have this gun that's floating in the river that we hope sinks.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Well, let's see. Now with Lakeisha, little off track. Yeah, she looked really good. Seeing her in the first episode. Really,
it's Lakeisha.
Yeah, really, really gorgeous. Lala.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Shouts out to Lala. She's definitely looking.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, her character, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I think it does seem a little forced the way she's kind of, I'm down with you, Tommy. I'm down with you. The thing is a little bit forced. It seems a little, because you got to remember, like, the previous season, she was very hesitant, didn't really want to be involved. Because remember when Tasha was going to clean the money, her hair salon?
Yes.
Whatever it was, yeah. She was like, oh, you promised me, so it seemed like she wants to be clean. So now, it's good. We see her down for the cause, trying to hold Tommy down. So in some aspect, you're like, okay, I like that. Then another aspect, it seemed really forced, like, I want to help Tommy. I want to be, But yeah, that is kind of, it doesn't really like, that seems horrible. I just think it's, maybe if they develop it a little bit more now, like even more, like maybe middle of the season, they have like a moment where Tommy, or she saves Tommy's life or something, and she's like, you know what, I'm down with you forever. You prove to me that, that
she gotta do something. You gotta bust a cap or somebody.
Yeah, like bust a cap, or
you're gonna shoot Tasha. You're gonna what's going on? You gotta put it in some type of work and get it done.
Yeah, and like you said with the gun thing, it was really. I was mad at Tommy, like, just giving her the gun. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? And part in the back of her head, I'm like, she's gonna keep it. She's not gonna throw it. So when she threw it away, I was like, okay, good. But if I'm Tommy, I'm like, why not just throw the gun away yourself? Like, why? It takes like 5 minutes, 1 second, throw it in the river. So, so yeah. Lakeisha, we'll see. We'll see how she goes. And finally, we saw her son,
Cash.
Yeah, Cash. So, we'll see.
I mean, the one thing with Lakeisha is that I'm very curious is that there's a part in the trailer of season 6 that she looks like she ran into some office and she has a gun holding out in her hand, like if she's scared to death for her life and she's about to shoot. So I don't know what happens. Who's coming to kill her? That would be interesting to see. Because it looks like she's finally, it's like if someone's forcing her hand to pull a trigger. So either she may get killed or she's going to kill someone. So let's see what happens with that.
Let's see.
Well, last but not least, what's our overall thoughts of episode 1 of season 6? I'm going to say it was good. And I don't know if I was hyped because it was the first episode of season 6, because when I first saw it, I was so into it. I was standing almost a whole hour watching it because of all the things that were happening. But then I watched it a few times and I was like, okay, it's, the biggest part of it was Angela died, so that was probably what I had to have settled in. A lot of things happened. We forgot to note that Tamika got fired from the as far as the AUSA's office. She's no longer the chief, head of the organization. There's a new boss in town. Sax is being a slime ball as usual. So there's a lot of funny things, a lot of different elements going on from those standpoints. So I mean, I don't know. This episode was pretty good, but if I had from 1 to 10, and I give it a and I give it maybe a 7.5. And that's only because of some of the elements that I did see do well. There were elements that were a little bit, could have been better, but
Yeah.
I give it a 7.5. This episode was good. I'm just gonna say it was a good episode. Good episode.
Yeah, overall I agree. I would give it a little slightly less. There were overall I think it was a solid episode. There were some things I didn't like. Like I mentioned earlier, was the scene with Tasha's talking to Tommy about the alibi, the fight scene with Tommy and Ghost in the apartment. Yeah. And there's another thing I didn't mention, which I thought was really. I know you don't like to talk about the writing, but I think this is one example of bad writing. Is Ghost carrying a gun like this in broad daylight, stalking Tommy. I mean, you're in the middle of Manhattan, you got people walking by, and you have a gun this.
Nobody's doing that.
Yeah, no one.
I mean, we already know that.
Like I said, you gotta be,
nobody's doing that.
Like, it's okay to, like again, it's a TV show. Things are gonna be. These people kill tons of people so far haven't gotten caught. In real life, they probably would have got caught by now. So it's okay to have a certain expectation of, I wouldn't even say fiction, of just, all right, let's not be too nitpicky. But I think that scene there was a bit all right, come on. You're not going to be, it's one thing if you're in the corner looking, but to have your gun right there, ready, in the middle of Manhattan, which is almost like a police state. It's just kind of a little bit unrealistic. But overall, I think it was a solid episode. Didn't have any issues really with it. I would give it maybe a 6.5. Fair, solid. Let's see what they do episode 2. Let's see where they take the story, and we go from there.
I think that's about it.
Yeah. I don't have any predictions episode 2? Any predictions?
I really don't know.
Sacks,
to be honest,
Tommy,
I just
Tariq,
I know Tasha at some point is going to figure out what happened with Silver, and this is going to further probably make it have more ambition to either get rid of Ghost or or even get the divorce and take her cut of the money and do certain things. I don't know. I'm really curious. A lot of episode 1 stood alone. So at the same time, it did set the tone. So I want to see, how else these characters go. But so that's our overall thoughts on the Power of season 6, episode 1. Remember, this is the Double Z TV channel. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe on this video if you're new. We're also going to be bringing you a lot more Power content. This won't be the last review. We still got 14 more episodes to go. Also, we're also going to be talking about some new movies coming out as far as that we think is interesting, that deserves a shout out, and also some new music and entertainment. And we also have a couple other things, like funny videos, pranks, other things like that. So look forward to those things. And once again, it's Dub Z.
40 Cow.
And we'll be seeing you guys next time. Peace out.
Good video. Good.